AI is everywhere you look these days, right?
It really is, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's got everyone talking about the future of, well, everything. And for good reason. But, with all this buzz around AI, the thing that really got me thinking was this idea of bringing AI in-house. It seems like a pretty important topic for our listeners, especially with data security and control being such big deals these days.
Absolutely, and it's a tension we're seeing play out more and more. Organizations want the power of AI, but also have to be so careful about data privacy, especially those dealing with, really sensitive information.
Exactly. So to dig into this whole in-house AI thing, we're going to be looking at a Canadian company called Nextria today and their software CastleGuard AI.
Yeah, Nextria is doing some really interesting stuff, particularly in light of what we were just talking about. What struck me is how they're tackling those security concerns head on.
So what are they actually doing?
Basically, they're giving organizations a way to use powerful AI tools without sending their data to the cloud, which is a game changer for industries like healthcare or finance, where security is non-negotiable.
So with CastleGuard, it's like they took something like, say, ChatGPT and made it internal.
Exactly. Imagine having access to all those AI capabilities, but it all happens within your own secure network. So no data is leaving your control. For anyone working with confidential information, that's a huge deal. And, it's not just about keeping things secure. It's that idea they're calling practical AI that really clicked for me. They want to build AI that's, actually useful for the everyday problems organizations face.
So let's dive into that a bit. What does practical AI look like in action? What kind of problems are they talking about?
Think about all those day-to-day tasks that just eat up your time at work. CastleGuard can handle things like translating documents, summarizing big reports, even drafting presentations. Stuff that might normally take hours can be done in minutes.
It's interesting, right? Because it's not some far-off futuristic thing. They're showing how AI fits into our workflows right now, potentially saving us a ton of time and effort.
Exactly. And it's not one size fits all either. You know how generic AI tools often trip up on industry jargon or company-specific acronyms?
Oh, tell me about it.
Nextria highlighted how CastleGuard can be trained on that stuff so it understands and translates those nuances accurately, which is huge for any organization, really.
For sure. Makes you wonder how much more efficient we could all be if we weren't constantly battling those little inefficiencies. It's like that project I was telling you about where I spent like a whole day just trying to summarize a bunch of research articles.
Ouch. Yeah.
Imagine AI doing that for you. But like actually understanding the details and not just spitting out some generic summary.
And that's key, right? This isn't about replacing human intelligence. It's about having AI handle the more tedious, repetitive stuff so we can focus on, actually thinking.
Totally. And something else that stood out to me, especially thinking about the work you do, is Nextria's emphasis on cultural context. They mention working with Canadian French dialects and terminology, which is huge.
Right.
It really makes you think about all that specialized language we use in every field. Imagine having AI that gets those little details and uses them to help you work smarter.
Yeah, it's about time we move past this one-size-fits-all idea of AI.
Yeah.
The real magic happens when these tools can actually adapt,
Yeah.
when they work for your specific needs and your situation.
And that brings us right back to keeping AI in-house, doesn't it? I mean, everyone's so gung-ho about cloud-based everything these days. So is there a real strategic advantage to be had by keeping things closer to home, having more control over how your AI works?
It's a huge question right now. And honestly, it's one that more and more organizations are going to have to figure out. When you think about it, the sensitivity of the data, the need for customization, and just wanting to be in the driver's seat with how AI is being used. Well, it makes in-house AI seem a lot less like something out of sci-fi and more like, well, just good strategy.
It's almost like realizing you don't just need any AI. You need AI that speaks your language, literally, maybe, but also one that understands the ins and outs of your work and plays by your organization's rules and values.
Exactly. And that's what's so compelling about what Nextria is doing. This Canadian company is offering a fresh perspective on AI. It's not about blindly adopting whatever shiny new tool comes along. It's about being smart, being selective, and making AI work for you.
It's about taking control of the tech instead of the other way around. And on that note, we'll leave you with this thought. As AI gets more and more ingrained in our lives, being able to use it strategically, securely, and on your own terms, well, that might just be the biggest advantage of all. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into practical AI, and until next time, keep exploring.